Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
All right, coming up later on the show, we're going to be going live to Spain. Michael Morton is with the Orlando Pirates in the preseason. And not forgetting, if you haven't heard it or seen the clip, the president of the South African Football Association almost losing his mind. You know, questions were being posed to him about who's going to be taking over. Is Hugo Broos going to be extending? He's saying, no, he's not extending. It's nonsense. Those aren't my words. Those are his words. So stick around for that. It was one of those doorstops that you don't want to miss. So coming up right here on hashtag MSW, Marawa Sports Worldwide. And then, of course, in just a few seconds, we go live to Egypt. And that's where the newly appointed coach of Pyramids, Rhulani Mokwena, is standing by to chat to us exclusively right here on hashtag MSW, Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
All right, one of African football's brightest tactical minds is back with another massive challenge. And also, once again, all eyes are firmly on him. Now, after a whirlwind journey through Morocco, Algeria, Libya, the 39-year-old South African coach has landed one of the biggest jobs on the continent as the new head coach of the Egyptian Giants, Pyramids FC. But why did he break and walk away from Al Ittihad SC after just, 4 months? What really happened behind the scenes? And can he bring stability, silverware, and also another CAF Champions League title to Cairo? Now, with the transfer window that's now in full swing, speculation is already mounting over possible new signings, including South African superstars, while expectations couldn't be higher, though, after Pyramid's recent continental success. I mean, is this the move that finally allows him to build a lasting legacy in North Africa? Let's get the answers out from the man himself. I'm pleased to welcome the newly appointed Pyramids FC head coach, Rhulani Mokwena. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Big Rob, and always a pleasure to speak to you. I owe you a studio visit, but we'll catch that up soon.
Trust me, whether you are under the bridge there in Egypt, whether you are at the airport as you are now about to be in transit, to us, any time spent with you is absolute quality. I never got a chance to congratulate you on the new appointment. What's life been like in the first couple of days?
Yeah, so far so good. Settling in a new environment, but a good environment, very stable environment. And again, I'm just privileged and deeply honored that I'm in an environment where I get to work with very, very good people. And I think in the first couple of days, you get to see that. And of course, a very good squad that's been together for quite some time and has achieved a lot of success. So yeah, so far so good. A lot of information collecting. We've watched 39 games of Pyramids from the season, so we have a bit of intel with regards to the team and the performances from the last season. But there's nothing better than being on the pitch. You know, getting information, feeling how the players breathe, the sound of the ball when they make the passes. This is also the information that we're trying to collect from the players, how they react when they lose the ball, how they react when their teammates lose the ball. But so far, so good. We're settling in, and we've been warmly received by both the country and the club.
Well, incredible. 39 games have already been watched for a 39-year-old. That might just relay into 39 months plus as far as your stay at that club is concerned. Well, wishing it can be a whole lot more. But what attracted you, though, to Pyramids? The right move for you in what way?
Well, context is also quite important because it could have happened 2 years ago and it didn't happen for reasons that God deemed were for the better. It could have happened last season at the end of the season. Again, it didn't materialize, but there was very, very strong talks and very, very, in fact, very advanced talks, but it didn't happen. And I think now is the time when you look at how the country performed in the World Cup, and I'm talking about Egypt in this sense. We come into a football country that is extremely obsessed by football, but also in a good moment because I think this generation of the local Egyptian player is quite high. And when there's this type of momentum within the country and an important club like Pyramids in the country with some internationals that are contributing to the national team, you have to you have to take the moment, and there's a lot of very good positives with regards to why it happened now, and of course when a club like this gives you this type of opportunity, it's very, very, very difficult, Rob, to say no.
I know a lot of people like to use that word mandate. Is there such a thing at Pyramids? What's the leadership of Pyramids giving you for the upcoming season?
No, funny enough, people talk about mandates, but I think now, I think I'm a little bit used to this environment from Orlando Pirates, where maybe I was a little bit wet behind the ears and developed a little bit of this understanding of what a big club is. To Mamelodi Sundowns, another big club with no mandate, but unwritten mandates, and you get to Wydad. And in fact, the greatest eye opener for me was Wydad when I left the club. I remember vividly writing in my notes that one of my biggest frustrations was that I left with this feeling where I felt we were 11 games unbeaten, and in my mind I thought this was a great achievement. Anywhere else, if you speak about 11 games unbeaten, and in that sequence you've won 5 games in a row and go on a 6-7 game run with draws, you then feel like you've done a very, very good job. But the feeling in Wydad from the fans was